Hey guys, this will be a quick video, but we're gonna be doing a video that I'm excited about. I've been waiting for the mail to come all day, and this is for a product that I think a lot of you are gonna really like. This is a company called Friday Pickleball, and I had heard of them before and had seen that they had some pretty unique designs, but didn't really realize that they had a couple special things about their paddle until I'd listened to the Pickleball Studios podcast where he mentioned them. Even though it is a really cool looking paddle, this is also a thermoform. So we're gonna look at these quick just to see what they look like, how they compare to the competition, and just my first impressions overall. We will do a full review later on, but I just couldn't wait, so here's a first look at these paddles. So on their website, they have a few different designs that you can pick from, but I picked two that I really like. The first is this sun design. I think it's called Golden Hour, and I don't know if you can see this, but it is just a striking looking paddle with a really cool graphic on it. There is some rougher grit to it, so I'm not sure exactly if that's sprayed on or what they're doing to the carbon fiber to do that. I'm guessing it's sprayed on and layered carbon fiber, but it looks really striking. And then the other design I have is this, what is this design called? Sea foam, I think, sea salt. Another really cool looking design, a more colorful design, but good branding all around. I don't feel like it's overdoing it too much and still has these really bright, these really bold graphics if that's your thing. But again, the thing that I can't get over is that these are $50 a piece for Gen 2 thermoform paddles. They have EVA foam along the edges. They're carbon fiber faced, although I'm guessing sprayed texture as well, but they really do feel solid. I kind of pulled on these edge guards a little bit just to see, and I'm not getting a whole lot of give to them. So I really do feel that construction is better than I had expected. The presentation wasn't great. I got them in a empty bag, you know, that just was coated in enough foam that they were protected in shipping and not much else. So, I mean, presentation-wise, nothing special, but once you get the paddle, they're really striking. They feel really, really solid, and we're just gonna briefly compare these paddles to some of the other paddles that are in the market and in the same shape and size. So the first paddle I want to compare it to is one you've probably seen a lot on this channel, and it is the Double Black Diamond. And I really love this paddle. I think this is a paddle that is great for a lot of people for a lot of reasons, and that's why when we're coming to these hybrid shaped paddles, I feel that you need to make that comparison. One thing I noticed right away is that dimension-wise, they are almost identical. I believe they're both 16 millimeter. They're both that hybrid shape, and they're both about the same length of handle as well as paddle. So really, really similar here. One thing I do note is that these Friday paddles are really heavy out of the box. Even with the lead added, I mean not much lead, just one pre-cut strip on either side added to the Double Black. It's quite a bit lighter than the Friday paddle. And another thing I noticed is the texture is a lot grittier on the Friday. You get a much finer sounding, I don't know if you can hear that, finer sound than you do with the grit on the Friday. So that's something that's to be expected with these kind of spray-on textures. The other thing I noted is that the paddles are really loud. For example, this is the Double Black Diamond. You know, pretty decently loud. You still have that polypropylene core. But this paddle, listen to this. It's just really, really loud. And part of it is the fact that I've been using this paddle here, the Pro Power Elongated, and it's a much more muted tone. So a lot of paddles may just seem louder to me specifically, but when I first grabbed one of these guys and I hit it and just heard that really high-pitched noise, I was just surprised. I don't know a lot of paddles that are quite this loud, so it's something to keep in mind, as well as the weight. One other paddle I wanted to compare it to is a paddle I really have come to like, and that is the Bread and Butter Loco. I think one, it's just a great looking paddle. You can tell I've used it a lot, but it's also, again, a really lightweight paddle in a great form factor and in a great shape, and I just like it all around. Sound-wise, this is probably the most muted of the bunch, but dimension-wise, It again is very similar, although you do see the taper coming a little faster on this paddle than on the bread and butter. So maybe potentially having a little more hand room. I'll have to see how it plays. Very similar in dimensions otherwise. I just want to commend Friday for just the details they have here. I would have liked a badge on the side like you see on some of these more high-end paddles, but you still get really good branding, and I think it's done tastefully. You even have it a little bit on your grip there, and they even have a badge at the bottom. I don't know how they managed to get a Gen 2 thermoform paddle for $50. I wonder what they did to make this happen, but I'm curious to see how it plays, and I'll definitely have a follow-up video giving my full thoughts, keeping in mind the price, the performance, and all of the other questions that you might have. So as we wrap this up, if you do have any questions about this paddle, if there's any testing or filming that you want me to include in the full review, please let me know below. I think that's the best way to engage in this conversation, is just asking questions. If you've played with them before, making notes of things that you've noticed and any other things that you might want to know from me. Other than that, I would really appreciate anyone who cares to like or subscribe. I know every channel says that, but we definitely are moving towards getting some traction on this channel, and I think a subscription for each and every one of you would help us move in that direction. So thank you again. Excited Friday to try these paddles out. I'm not in any way sponsored with them, so sorry I don't have any code, but I just want to be able to give you guys the chance to get your hands on a paddle that may be a great deal. Okay, appreciate you guys. Have a good one. God bless.